Hey guys, what's happening? So now, like, when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, King in Black then just leans all the way in. Man, so let's get into this. But first, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to catch the spills every week. And don't forget to hit that bell up top so we can squad up in the comments for the first hour. Alright, so jumping in, we pick right up with Dylan right after Thor had went down in battle, which had pretty much just left Dylan out there in the open. And as we come to find out, as a result, Knull takes Dylan and he brings him into this isolation that very much resembles like a physical hive just covered in symbiotes. And when this happens, like, Knull tells Dylan that he brought him here just to talk and kind of like, calm down kid, not gonna hurt you, I just want to talk. Which is never a good sign when somebody you don't even know like that says something like that. But when this happens, like amongst this conversation, Knull tells Dylan that he is special, he is something new, and that they, air quotes, made Dylan to destroy him. So right off the bat, it's almost like we're hearing Knull share a bit of information about something he knows quite more about, but he's really not sharing the details. But in a nutshell, he acknowledges Dylan as his son, and he tells Dylan like if he joins Knull, then together they will end this war. But if Dylan refuses, then Knull would burn this world to the ground. But while Knull is here making this offer, there's another voice in Dylan's head that tells him like, calm down, it's a friend. But this voice also urges him to realize that Knull is messed up with bringing him here, because within this space, Dylan can use Knull as an antenna and push his powers through Knull and disrupt the hive, freeing the others. And Dylan, he more or less shuns this voice off, letting them know like, fall back, I got this. And he takes Knull's hand, which seemingly to Knull is like he's taking Knull's offer. But as soon as he takes Knull's hand, he tells Knull, and you can tell he's really worked up when he says it, but he tells Knull, you killed Dad. And he grabs Knull with both hands, pushing through to the hive, freeing the other heroes. But even still with Dylan doing this, like it's burning him too. So while this is happening, like he's struggling to hold on. But even still, like the voice that's in Dylan's head is telling him to hold on just a little bit longer. And also because with doing this, they really only got one shot. And with this one shot, like who they get out, they gotta make it count. And with Dylan freeing the others, this voice is like, okay, look, for this first part, I'm gonna need lightning and I'm gonna need magic. And when Doctor Strange is freed, the voice lets him know like, hey, I'm gonna download this plan into your head, it's gonna hurt a little. And as his plan loads into his mind, Felicia hands him his staff, which I believe was the staff from like Idrisil when Doctor Strange lost his powers, like during the Loki Sorcerer Supreme story. But at this point, Felicia had it, and around this time, she was trying to get it back to him, like within the issues of Black Cat, King in Black, like say that 5 times fast, Black Cat, King in Black. But within her issues, Captain America had sent her off, telling her she needed to use her talents, whether to form a heist or whatever, and steal Doctor Strange so they could get him back. Which, by the way, also got her a prototype anti-venom suit directly from Malcolm X. But with Doctor Strange getting his staff back, and then this voice loading this plan into his mind, not long after, it then linked his mind with the others, and at this point, you probably guessed who the voice is. Or maybe not, because my first time reading this through, like, I thought it was somebody else. But we'll talk about who, and I'll let you guys know who I thought it was, like, in just a minute. But with this voice linking everyone together, it uses Cyclops, Sue Storm, and Doctor Strange to push and funnel the symbiotes into the center of the city. And with doing this, it then calls for Namor, telling him that now his turn is up as he brings the ocean water crashing in. And when Namor does this, it's kind of like one of those moments where it's like, buddy, you might have overdid it just a little bit. Like it really feels like he was too excited when his part of the plan came up and like he just turned up the water like all the way. And Peter acknowledges this too. And I mean, part of the reason was because he was in the way. But after this, Storm and Thor then brought up to bring in the lightning. And I gotta say, like, Thor, you're looking pretty good, buddy. I was worried about you. And even still, you might want to get your chest and your back checked out because I swore you left a lung out there on the street. Like somebody grab a stethoscope and just double check this guy real quick. But either way, not nitpicking, just saying, Thor need to take it easy. But for Thor and Storm, their part of the plan is just to send lightning like crazy through all the water and catch as many of the symbiotes both through the air and in the water. But then it's also here where we jump back to Dylan, who at this point is still close near Knull. And Knull just grabs Dylan by the throat like, what were you thinking? Like, did you think you were gonna beat me? And he tells him like nobody's gonna come and save him. And that's when the voice from Dylan's head then gets in Knull's head. And it's here where we get the reveal of whose voice we've been hearing from the beginning of issue 4, to whom as it turns out, is Jean Grey. And I will say, like, initially, I thought it was gonna be Charles Xavier. But with the fact of it being Jean, I feel like it hits different. Because when she gets here and she gets into Knull's mind and she says, "Let's see what makes you bleed," I just can't imagine Charles delivering that line the way that Jean would. But man, like when she peeps into Knull's mind, she goes on a journey through Venom Volume 4, seeing him in the darkness, his battle with the Celestials, his crusade from Jason Aaron's Thor, which was reversed back and put into the continuity, or retconned. I almost just retconned the word retcon just now. But with looking in, Jean sees all of this, the forging of the Necro Sword, and at this point she begins to think like there's nothing that can stop this guy. And she believes that up until she sees the symbol of the God of Light. And it's here where she realizes that there's another, an equal and an opposite. And man, I'm telling you, like this has gotten crazier than what I expected. But with Jean looking in, she sees that there's an equal and opposite, or even what is perceived to be a reaction to Knull, because though he is from the abyss, he is not definitively the darkness. And much like how he rose up from the darkness, this equal and opposite had risen from the light. And with looking in and at this point, taking it to like your Jason Aaron God of Thunder, Jean sees that this light was also sentient. And though at this time when Knull and the light had battled, and the light was young and it was overwhelmed by the darkness, it was then when the light had became something new. And with doing so from there forward, the light, it would then bond with the being in order to make them powerful enough to fight against the dark. And man, when I tell you, like, I'm kind of losing it here, because it's here where Jean realizes that this equal and opposite, that is actually also a symbiote, but on this end a symbiote made of light, because that's what it turned itself into in order to evolve against Knull. But before Jean can tell Cyclops like the details of what she had found, all she can really get out at this point is that the God of Light is here, but it can't get through. And Jean can hear it screaming and like trying to crash through the dome of symbiotes. The dome of symbiotes, I just made that up. But as far as like the covering of symbiotes that Knull has over the earth, Jean can hear the God of Light trying to get through. And it's here where Jean then hears the voice of Silver Surfer Black, who's like, "Don't worry, Jean, I got this." Because even though the God of Light can't get through, the Surfer can. And the Surfer takes the God of Light into of himself, and he makes his way through the barrier. And when this happens, like Knull immediately knows what's going on, because the Surfer comes through and he's just zipping through, flying through dragons. But he's not here to use the symbiote, which in this case is the symbiote of light, which has another name which may sound more familiar, but we'll get to that shortly. But the Surfer, he's not here to use it, he's here to deliver it to his new host. And when this happens, Reed Richards, he finally figures out the decryption of this alien message, because with this surge of energy which has been brought by the Surfer, Reed, he recognizes this energy signature. Like he's seen this signature before. And when he moves the pieces that are on the symbol, which is the symbol that we had seen in Web of Venom Wraith, and when Reed moves the smaller circles around the sphere, like it turns into the logo for Captain Universe. And Reed is like, I recognize this message, like this energy source is the Enigma Force. And as soon as he solves it, like boom, the God of Light comes crashing in, and just like that, Eddie Brock has been chosen to become Captain Universe. What? What? Eddie Brock is about to be Captain Universe, because Captain Universe has been a symbiote of light this whole time. And I mean like starting now, of course, because it's a retcon, that's how they work. But nonetheless, it's insane and I love it. But so now real quick, I want to give a special shout out to all the Patreons. Thank you guys for all of your support. And for anyone who's new here, who wants more information on how to support the channel, I got a link below so you can go to patreon.com/dopespill. And so now, like, I got a question, and let me know what you guys think. But just being with everything that we've seen within Silver Surfer Black and Web of Venom Wraith and throughout Venom Volume 4, like does this mean like the Silver Surfer created the Enigma Force? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and either over in the comments or over on Discord, either way, because man, I am amped beyond belief. And I'm not saying that Silver Surfer Black was the origin of the Enigma Force, but I am curious to hear some of you guys' thoughts, because either way, it's about to get crazy. But let me know what you guys think, and we'll do it again on the next one. Alright, later.